Welcome back to my backyard kitchen, and I've just got these two lads, two of the hottest cooks in the nation right now, from Serai down in Melbourne. I've literally just picked them up from the airport, and if you haven't heard of Serai, then you must have been under a fucking rock, because these guys have had the hottest year possible in a restaurant. We're talking Gourmet Traveller, best new restaurant. We're talking the Age Good Food Guide, best new restaurant in Victoria, and an absolute mountain of other accolades.
Sexiest chefs.
And on any given day, the place absolutely heaves with foodies and celebrities and people just wanting to have a really good time. So we've got Shane,
yes,
my man.
Thanks for having me.
And Ross. I also met these two guys.
Don't leave me hanging, bro. Don't leave me hanging, bro. It's there. Come on, man.
I also met these two guys on the set of MasterChef this year, where they also had to take on the contestants in what was just an absolutely awesome piece of television. We're all biting our fingernails. I felt the same way. It was a very, very challenging, challenging experience to be on MasterChef, but it's damn good fun. Anyway, they're here for a collab lunch at Nunu this coming Sunday, which is going to be the last sort of hurrah for us before a little closure to do some renovations, and we're going to absolutely take the roof off.
We are.
The one thing that I absolutely love about the way these two guys cook is it's just unashamed flavour, like just flavour bombs every single time. Too delicious, too full on, and just so many good times. So, with that in mind, let's do some cooking, lads.
A lot of pressure now, isn't it?
This award, that award.
Who's going to cook first out of you two?
Ross can go first.
Big man.
Ladies first, baby.
Righto, let's swap sides, you
Ladies
two.
first, I'll get out
Yeah.
of the way.
Greatness.
Now, you have a very fabulous shirt on today, brother. I feel like
Straight
I'm
from
going
Bali.
to have to step my game up a little bit. What are you going to cook for us, mate?
So, sinuglao. Sinuglao is basically a Filipino ceviche. Actually, it's a very special dish because this ceviche is where my family's from in Davao. So basically, you take the best fresh fish tuna and you pair it with grilled pork. So tuna, pork, ginger, shallot, coconut vinegar, and it's finished with some sea salt. So
yes.
perfect. Simple. It's actually a pulutan. Pulutan is it's a dish that you eat when you're getting smashed. So it's
Drinking food.
With a margarita in hand on a Friday arvo, that makes sense.
Drinking food. So we're excited.
Do the dressing.
I'm gonna let him do the dressing. So shallot, ginger,
Yeah, yum.
chili. Finish with some.
Too much work, bro.
Finish with coconut vinegar.
We don't really
soy
need this
and sea
anyway.
salt. Oh yeah, you can pound the stuff in there.
Oh, fuck, I'm
You
making
know,
mine up
make it
there.
nice, bro.
Okay.
Let's start with this shit. Come on.
Yeah, get the fuck.
Right, I'll move this out of the way.
Chili.
Beautiful.
One's enough or what?
You tell me, boss.
Perfect, bro. That's it for you. One's enough.
Put another one
Oh,
in there.
careful.
Jazzy, out
Jazzy.
of there, mate. Now, lads, when did Sarai start? How did this whole craziness kick off?
I can start off with you if you like, but about a year and a half ago, I found a little space in Melbourne that was in a little laneway, quintessential Melbourne, little warehouse, high ceilings, really rustic and cool. And me and Ross have been working together as chefs for about 8 or 9 years.
Oh, fantastic.
And obviously really good mates, best mates now, and thought, you know what, he was overseas at the time.
We used to hate each other.
Yeah. Still do, actually. He was in Bulgaria cooking at the time, and I just found the space and took the lease, and it was on the end of COVID and was kind of a bit scary to take any lease at that time of COVID anyway. I went, fuck it, I'm going to do it. Got a nice price on it, and rang him up straight away and said, look, I've got the place, come back and do it, and kind of went from there.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, I didn't want to come back because I was having the best time of my life in Bulgaria. Like, I left during COVID.
So I've ruined the best time of his life.
Before COVID?
During COVID. I left during COVID, so I hadn't. So a friend of mine was this like massive celebrity chef there. She won MasterChef in Bulgaria, and she's like super party, and she's like, "You want to come to Bulgaria and come and party and run this restaurant and hotel?" I'm like, "Sure, it's COVID, why not?" So disappear. What are you doing?
Tell you what, were you in Melbourne before that?
A little bit of salt.
Yeah, I was in Melbourne, so I was working. Shane was my boss at Rice Paper Scissors.
Yep.
That's how that came about.
Still your boss, bro.
Yeah, still the boss actually. So
Do you need to remind him of
yeah, perfect. So I'll grab a bowl. Chef, just a blue one, chef.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty easy, right? So there's no rules, right? So chili here. I reckon. Should we mix it in there?
Yeah, mix it in.
Yeah, why not?
I'll roughly,
Softly
softly pound it.
But traditionally, you
Just
don't
to
really use a mortar and pestle, but it looks sexy, so you use that, bro.
It's here, so we're having fun.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. And were you in Melbourne before you went to Bulgaria?
Yeah, I was. So I was working at Rice Paper Scissors. Ran the restaurant, and then
that's good.
yeah, grew up in Melbourne.
It was a pretty rough time during the pandemic for you guys. I mean, from
Yeah,
here in Queensland, it looked like mayhem down
Yeah,
there.
thanks. So up here, you're
Yeah,
escaped all the mayhem, right? Living in
Outdoor
tropical
lifestyle,
paradise,
mate. It's
and
certainly. Yeah.
we're stuck there in cold Melbourne with nowhere to go.
well, I was
Yeah.
only here for the first lockdown. The second and third, I was gone, so
Yeah, I was there for
I didn't
all
know
of
that one, bro.
it. We had 5 kilometres to move, so we were
Yeah, I
really
mean,
happy about that.
Fucking rough times, I tell you what.
So yeah, he was harassing me to come back, and I said, "Look, we're actually chatting about it." He was like, "We weren't sure what we were gonna do."
Yeah.
He said, "Maybe." I remember the conversation.
Yeah.
He was like, "Maybe we'll do a bit of this, bit of this, bit of this." And I was like, "Nah, I reckon we'll do straight Filipino." And we had a mate.
Yeah.
And we never cooked on a fire before, so we were like, and a good friend of mine, Samuel,
Yeah.
the brick chef, he was like, "I've got this brick, I got this wood fire oven." I'm like, "Oh, let's have a look." And we're like, "It's
Yeah.
trendy. Fuck it, let's go." So Filipino, trendy wood fire,
Yeah.
all natural wine list, like as much as we can, and then
Yeah.
cocktails.
And a fantastic, iconic Melbourne feeling space. Like
Yeah,
it feels
totally.
that real laneway. You know, it's like
Yeah.
a respite from the chaos of the city.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And it's such a warm room. Like,
Yeah.
and the vibe, the tunes are cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Staff are cool. You know, it's just you feel like you want to be there and you want to eat great food and
Yeah.
smash some wines, have fun.
Exactly. I reckon the most important thing, like obviously you need to have the best food, but I reckon the vibe is the key,
Vibe's
right?
really important.
Vibe's
For us,
important,
we wanna
service, fun,
bit of rock and
lively.
roll,
Yeah, yeah.
bit of fun,
Alright, chef.
take the food seriously,
Multipass,
obviously.
please, bro.
All right,
Oh, you
bro.
want a spoon,
No, no,
brother?
it's
Spoon for you?
I can put it in here
Nice
and mix it
spoon
in there. Yeah,
I'll use my beautifully
Yeah,
clean
yeah.
wash hands.
yeah, simple.
Excellent.
Rustic doesn't have to be perfect, you know. Fun.
I'll move out of the road so you
Drizzle
can
this a
see.
bit.
So
Vinegar.
what's in there? Coconut vinegar?
So this is coconut vinegar, chili, ginger, shallot.
Yep.
At the restaurant we put garlic, but traditionally we don't really put garlic in it. We just do vinegar, touch of soy. My dad is a master of this.
Yeah.
He's the master, man.
And did you learn
Master
to cook
boy.
from your parents?
My grandma used to have a restaurant, so in the family, like food's always been, it's quite cheesy, but the food's always been massive, you know. My dad's side's like super traditional Filipino, and my mom's side is Spanish, right? My grandma, so it's kind
Yeah.
of more like Spanish dishes. The Filipino food's got a lot of Spanish influence,
I
you know.
didn't know that. That's
Yeah,
really
massive. Chinese, Malay, and Spanish.
Yeah.
A lot.
Real melting,
So,
real melting pot. It's cool.
Okay, next, belly. Sexy. Slice that. Shane's going to cook it for us because he's a professional.
I'm just smoking myself first. Over the smoke. My dish later will be smoked, but
Here you
I'm
go, chef.
first smoking myself
Seasoned with sea salt,
before I
please.
smoke the meat.
some sea salt.
Oh, we got it here.
Yeah, it's behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Just Jazzy's all over this pork, I tell you what.
So we're just going to season this up quite heavily, chef.
Yes, chef. Like normal.
Like normal.
For me, it's simplicity. You know, you use the best coconut vinegar.
Yep.
Straight away, it's unique.
Yeah.
Vinegar, coconut vinegar, pork, and fish.
Yeah,
So everything
yeah.
has to be simple, well seasoned, balanced. That's it. So pork belly, season it pretty heavily, and then straighten the
I'll put it
Right,
on for you,
that's
chef.
Sexy
grella.
Probably not it.
Do all the way, just a little bit in the middle,
Like
please.
always, I'll do it for you. Is that right? Yeah.
A little bit in the middle,
You
chef.
won't need any oil on this pork because obviously it's fatty enough. The oil will
Ooh.
separate and cook itself. Obviously a bit of smoke is going to make it taste amazing.
Hot.
Yeah.
Ross will tell you a bit more about it. What do we reckon,
And
Ross?
this wood here too. I don't know what you guys. What do you cook over at the restaurant? You said red gum.
We do, red
Red
gum
gum.
in the restaurant.
Yeah. So up here
Nice
we get
native wood.
a whole mix of species. I love the gidgee. Gidgee's like that's the smell of that long one in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Gidgee, yellow bark, bit of ironwood, or,
Yep.
iron bark and bloodwood. Fantastic. Hey, Jazzy.
And they're all from
Does it-
this area you get them from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out west.
Yeah.
Cool. The pork's in the grill now, caramelizing. Want all the flavor in there. We're gonna dice Shane's slicing the cucumber.
Yeah, I'm doing everything.
Well, I was gonna do it, but then there's only
No,
one knife. I'm
no.
sorry.
The real,
Let him do all the work. I was
The
gonna,
real worker.
I was gonna dice it, by the way, chef. Slice it, by the way, but yeah, you can dice it, bro.
Well, I'm just being nice.
Just slice it.
Yeah.
That's
How
it.
would you like it, chef?
That's it, chef.
Just like that?
Yeah, that's it. It'll make it different. So Shane's slicing the cucumber. Then after that, I'm gonna slice the beautiful tuna.
Fantastic.
All right, looks good, chef.
On you, chef?
That's it, bro.
I'll
Greatness.
wipe it off for you.
Lads, how's Melbourne responded to? You got some pretty ballsy flavours there at the restaurant. The rest, as the city responded well to the kind of, I think what did I have the first night I went there? Pig's head that had been
There is
Tacos.
some pig's head taco, yeah.
It was just delicious. But I know for
Yeah.
sometimes discerning it,
Yeah, selling a pig's head's not always the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'll answer for both of us, but yeah, look, I think it's been amazing. I mean, I don't know the exact numbers, but there's a fair couple 100,000 Filipinos that live in Melbourne.
Yeah.
I didn't realise until after we opened that watching them all come in after the
Oh, it's
first few
crazy,
days.
man.
But there's
Yep.
it's probably the second or third biggest population of Filipinos outside of the
Wow.
Philippines,
Yeah.
which I knew nothing about. And so obviously when we opened, a bit of fanfare about it. There's Filipinos there every night tasting it all, and they obviously grew up with this kind of stuff and, they love it.
Delicious is delicious.
Yeah, there's still some people come in and it's like, oh, that's awful, da da da. But that's like 1 in like 100, really.
Yeah.
People are pretty open in Melbourne to try a lot of stuff,
Yeah,
Well,
response
it's
has
great.
been great.
It's a great city for that sort of thing,
Yeah,
Plus, we don't really care if they don't like it. That's the best part.
Yeah.
That's
That's
what
the real
makes-
We make
answer.
food that we want to eat, and if you don't like it, well,
Yeah.
fuck you, sorry.
Pretty much.
I think that's you can taste that. There is a really kind of unashamed rock and roll
Yeah.
sensibility to it all. You
It's
know?
quite,
Make it fucking
yeah.
taste good.
It's quite in your face, like, it's not it's very unapologetic, it's
Yeah.
very in your face, and there's nothing light about it.
Yeah.
I think,
all
I think,
fucking, like,
I think
punchy
customers
and-
themselves like that, and to know when they come and eat the food that the chefs
Yeah.
want to make for themselves, and
Yeah.
don't really give a shit whether it's got pig's head in it or it's that spicy that you're going to have problems the next morning after breakfast. But generally, it's like people like to know that the chefs are making stuff that they want to eat
That
themselves.
they want to eat.
Yeah,
Exactly.
hell
Yeah, totally. And drink wine and a cocktail.
Yeah.
Right, should we check on that pork?
Yes, sir.
Right.
What do you reckon, chef? You look sexy,
Yeah,
bro.
let's come have a look.
Perfect, man. Smoky, caramelized,
Whoa.
like a real deal.
Look at that.
Like the
Look
real
at
deal.
Cooking out under the
sun,
under the
under the beautiful
clouds,
tropics, under the clouds.
under this beautiful wood fire.
No, it's
Yeah,
great.
awesome. Happy
Looks
with,
good.
Happy with that?
I think it looks great, chef.
All right, chef. I'm glad to have your approval.
Perfection.
That smells so awesome. So, does this dish come together hot cold?
It's actually cold. It's a cold dish traditionally,
So we-
right? So yeah.
So with that in mind,
Yeah.
do we get Shane involved? Let's get your dish up and running. Let that cool down a bit
Let's go.
and pull it all together at the end.
I've got a
What do you got?
big piece of pork jowl.
Nothing,
Been
nothing
roasting.
like some more pork.
Been roasting.
Roasting,
Well,
it's Filipino.
it's the Filipino.
Pork and pork and
They
pork.
love pork. So it's a nice bit of pork jowl. What we're going to do is I'm going to slice it up after I've roasted it for about an hour and a half, 2 hours in the oven. I'd say around, it's pretty high, so around 200, 220.
Yeah.
I'll let it cool a little bit. I'm going to slice it into some strips. Give a little basting, like a nice sweet and sour kind
Oh,
of
fantastic.
glaze.
Yep.
I'm going to hang it up over here, a little smoking grill here, and get it really nice and smoky.
Oh,
And I'm going to pair it with some mangoes you got locally here.
yeah,
And a little
fantastic.
sweet and sour
Yum.
fermented prawn thing going on there too. So it's
Thing is called burro. Not
burro. Well, yeah. Do you guys know what burro is? No. Yeah. You will in a minute.
Righto.
It's hot. You need a hand, chef?
Yeah, it's very hot, bro. You can do the way. So, yeah, so I'll just let it cool down a little bit because obviously it's going to burn the shit out of your fingers if you try and do it. Look, what we try and do in the restaurant when we do it, I'll try and get a nice kind of long, even strip.
The smell of that's crazy.
Something like that.
Yeah,
We'll
fantastic.
get a couple of those and we'll slice
Sexy.
them up. We'll give them a glaze and we'll get them over and we'll get them smoking. So this is called Kinaday.
Kinaday.
Yeah, so it's in a mountainous region in the Philippines called Baguio, and it's quite famous for their smoked meats in that area. So we're going to try and do a little Sarai version of it. So Ross's was a little bit
fantastic.
traditional. Mine's going to be no traditional at all, but it's going to have some tradition in the smoked meat part of it, which is the Kinaday.
Yeah,
All right?
fantastic.
So let's go with that.
Baguio is actually like it's like a colder part of the Philippines. It's like up in a mountain,
Yep.
and it's a nice temperature, beautiful area.
not like Cairns.
Nah. What you got there, bro? House-made barbecue
Yeah, I
sauce?
sure do, bro. So like a little Filipino barbecue sauce, so it's nice and sticky.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
we use like an oyster sauce, banana ketchup,
Yep.
bit of ginger, garlic. There's a little bit of vinegar in there too.
Oh,
But basically
right.
what it helps it do is just going to help it caramelise a bit over the grill and the wood fire. Get it smoky and
Thanks,
caramelised.
baby, bro.
Which,
yeah.
with
Who
the
doesn't love that?
There you go, bro.
with the mangoes and the
Yeah.
other stuff going on, it's going to be awesome.
Let's hang it, chef. Smoke it. Smoke these bad boys.
Go over.
Do you want some hooks? We'll
I'll
grab
go
some
on here,
hooks
here.
there. There we go. They're
It's
going to be
hot.
hot. They're going to be hot,
Be
right?
hot. So
You do it,
check
bro.
it in there, bro. Leave it to the professional chef.
So I'll get Ross to now be my bitch and he can stick it up there. Yeah, it's
you
the
go.
fingers that hurt.
With the chain.
Oh,
you can go
look
in
at
there,
that.
the
Here.
chain there.
Look at that chain
We'll
there.
hang it off here so it's lower.
Beautiful.
So it's not unlike the restaurant where I have to show Ross how to do everything all the time.
Do we need another hook, bros?
Yep, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. It's hot.
Well, you could just you could have done it yourself,
hot,
bro.
chef.
Yeah, thanks, mate. So I reckon we'll hang it up here. So it gets nice and smoky. It might be like
Oh, fantastic.
half an hour, an hour. Depends on how much smoke you got penetrating through there. But you want it quite nice and smoky and
Put this guy over the back.
Fatty and delicious. Yeah, so the way I really want to serve it is making it a bit more Australian rather than the traditional. So we've got the traditional quinoa over there, nice bit of jowl, smoking, sticky, lovely, gorgeous. We're going to give it back a little bit of a mango palapa. So like the palapa is like a native spring onion, kind of like a curry paste, but a bit more rustic. Yeah. So we convert that idea into more like a salsa.
Right.
So right now we're going to have a bit of the shallots, the chili, the mango. We're going to have a bit of ginger, and we're going to use a bit of mixed herbs. So we've got some Vietnamese mint, some coriander, make a little bit of a tropical salsa. So we're getting a bit of nunu in it while we're here, right?
Love it.
So Ross is going to help me out and chop some of this up. So the idea of the dish is it's going to have some mustard leaves, which is going to be a bit like a leaf wrap to wrap it up with. Some burro, which is fermented shrimp paste. The mango palapa, which we're going to have as like a salsa, and a smoked quinoa. So the idea is when we chop it up, you get a bit of the quinoa, you get a bit of the smoked burro, a bit of the burro, a bit of the salsa, and so it's going to be like sweet, sour, salty, and yummy. Hopefully
and
yummy.
The greasy, smoky pork.
That pork, which is looks like a local pork you've had from here, looks gorgeous.
I think it'll be delicious, bro.
Oh, I hope you agree. I hope I agree, Ross.
How's this, bro?
Yeah, just chop it up like that. Like it's Filipino food. I mean, not saying it's not a beautiful cuisine and it's not unrustic, but we like our food to be rustic and ballsy. And like Nick said, we don't know our qualms about making it ballsy and rustic. I don't care if it's a little bit not perfect brummas because it's not very perfect, is it? What do you reckon, Nick?
Perfect
We're going to pass for a
man.
in a one-hat restaurant for a perfect brumma. What do you reckon?
I put in a blender at the restaurant, by the way. So, you know, knife skills a bit rough. A bit tipsy now too, actually.
Yeah.
Must be those margaritas.
Yeah, they're good.
They're so good. Thank you, chef. Awesome. Chili. What else, chef? Shallot?
The shallot and the mango and the
the mango.
Herbs.
Jazz.
What about you? You like mango salsa?
So tell me all about this shrimp. Looks pretty intense.
Yeah, look, I mean, I don't know a massive deal about it. Russ might know a bit more than me, but look what they.
I know what it reminds me of.
Shrimp burro.
It's actually not as
Shrimp
funky.
burro,
Like, it's very.
It smells a lot worse than what it tastes.
It reminds me of what is it like? So it's fermented rice and shrimp. So you ferment the rice with the shrimp in it and add some.
So look, traditionally
vinegar.
the burro is a mudfish.
Oh,
yeah.
And they ferment it with garlic and rice.
Pretty awesome.
Under the sun to make it fermented, of course. And you get this real umami paste, and that's what you get up. This one's made with baby shrimps.
The natural acidity is really good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like fucking yum.
So if because the fermented rice makes it a little bit sour. And there's obviously a lot of umami from fermenting the shrimp.
Chef.
You can make it a good dressing out of it. So you add some fish sauce or some sugar or some lime juice.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it gets that real umaminess in it, like a Thai shrimp paste does.
Yeah, but what's the? I can't remember. It is like a Japanese or like Korean kind of like a condiment too, similar to that. It's fermented rice, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Can't remember, man.
It's your story, bro, not mine.
Can't remember, bro. Something.
Very good.
Ross is not even sweating.
Yeah. Me and him are like sweating. The tropical guy's not even sweating at all. Man, feels nothing.
It's hot for me, man.
Is it?
Yeah.
Good. So Ross is making this little mango palapa for us here with the ginger, shallot, chili, mango. We're going to do some mixed herbs to go with it. So we're obviously getting quite tropical, which the Philippines obviously is. We're going to do a little dressing, which I have kind of pre-made over here. So it's very similar to one than what Ross had there. So ours got a bit of garlic in it. So we've got some fermented coconut vinegar. We've got some soy sauce. We've got some sugar, garlic, ginger. So it's quite similar to a kind of like a Thai Nam Jim or a Nok Cham kind of dressing. But instead in the Philippines we're using fermented coconut vinegar and a bit of salt and a bit of soy sauce.
And that's the big difference, using the
I think so.
vinegar.
I think from me as a white guy learning Filipino food and coming from Thai food and Vietnamese food is changing fish sauce to soy sauce, changing lime juice and lemons and other acidic fruits to fermented coconut vinegar, which is ubiquitous in nearly every dish.
And calamansi, actually. Yeah, calamansi is a massive one. Yeah.
Calamansi, which is like a type of lime.
Yeah.
Sorts.
It's like a citrus.
I kind of think of it in between a mandarin and a lime. So Ross is just going through the little mango palapa for us.
Yep.
And I reckon, Nico, we're going to run over there and grab the pork.
Let's do it, bros.
And I'll cut it up.
Booyah.
So, one of those boys.
So let's take one of these off, let that one smoke a little bit more. You can see it's nice and caramelised everywhere here. It looks really smoky, it looks beautiful.
Perfect. Looks good, chef.
Righto.
Almost as good as mine, bro.
Yeah, it does.
Almost.
Thank you.
Oh. I love the way that smoke heats up the pork, the fat drips, creates more smoke. It's just like the ultimate
Yeah, it's
Pork party.
Right, so we've just taken off the Kennedy off the grill there, off the smoking grill. Just going to slice it up into some nice kind of edible slices. So you kind of want it.
No, I got to hide the tuna.
All right, so we're just going to slice up this Kennedy pork jowl, smoked, cooked in 90 minutes in the oven, wood-fired oven, about half an hour over the smoker there, get nice and smoky.
Beautiful.
We're going to cut up into nice little like
I love
slices like that. So you kind of want, when we wrap it up with the mustard leaf, it's kind of like one nice mouthful of beautiful pork. So we'll kind of sit over there, and then we'll plate it all up like with Ross's, and we're going to
great.
a little bit of a feast.
Little leaves.
Let's go.
All right, I'll jump over here.
Grab
Ross,
the
you can
leaves.
show them your dish.
Rock and roll, baby. So my one's pork belly, right? Super simple. Just sea salt flakes. You kind of want to slice it like not too chunky as well.
Yeah, like a nice,
You know.
similar to the tuna. It looks like.
Yeah.
Jump behind you, chefs.
Yes, chef.
Extra pork. Woohoo! Super awesome.
Filipinos love their pork.
Yeah. Make sure that's good. That's much it. Pork, dressing, cucumber, chili, shallot. Mix it in there.
Wow. That looks so awesome.
Look at that.
And the fat from the tuna too. Like
Yeah.
the tuna fat, the
Good
pork fat.
Bit of
Fatty fish.
saute.
Look at that. Yeah, so actually, funny enough, we just had Jamie Oliver in the restaurant
I can't believe
a couple
it.
of days ago.
Like, what an icon.
And
mate.
he was,
It's his favourite.
what he was really blown out about, he's like,
Actually,
he said
leave
it's
it
the
like
first
that.
time he ever eaten
Boom.
raw fish with cooked pork. And I was like,
Yeah.
well, this is actually why it's such a great dish. And Ross
Yeah,
pointed
that's
that out.
fantastic. So
Is
how
it
do we
done?
finish? So that one's done?
Yep, so I'm just going to finish my one. Ross jumps over there. So I've got the little shrimp burro here.
Yep.
We mentioned that before. It's going to go next to my dish there. So mine's going to have a couple of elements. We're going to put it on top of a leaf. So a little mango salsa here, a little dressing we mentioned before, coconut vinegar, chili,
Yeah.
soy sauce, all that kind of fun stuff. It's a real tropical, a little fresh. I'll plate up next to it here. Right, and I've got my
awesome.
little
Leaves.
mustard leaves here, locally grown leaves that you got us today. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
fantastic.
So obviously the idea, and I'll run you through it, is you grab a leaf, smear a little bit of this burro on it. It's pretty pungent stuff, so you don't need a lot of it. And then you grab yourself a bit of the pork, and a bit of little mango salsa there. And you end up with a little bit of wrap, chef, and I'll let you do the honours.
Oh yeah.
And obviously with most of our food, we're happy for you to get real messy and dirty and
Use your hands.
use your hands a lot and let the flavours go boom. Just like that. Yeah.
Oh,
What
so
do you think?
awesome.
Isn't it?
The
You get that little
shrimp-
burro, isn't it? Just goes woof.
The shrimp is just the
It's
bomb.
amazing.
Yeah. It's a real flavour bomb. And
Yeah.
you can kind of use it with everything. You kind of have to balance it, obviously, but yeah, it's great.
Well, yeah. So this food is called pulutan. So basically, it's food that you eat while you drinking beers, right?
Works for me.
Yeah. The idea is this is called a boodle fight. So a boodle fight is basically it's a banana leaf and everything's in the middle, and you use your hands, right? Traditionally, you do it because in the Philippines, in the army, when you're in the army in the jungle, all they can use plates of banana leaves. So you cut down the leaf and then you put it on the table, and that's how they eat. That's how it started.
Right.
That's why the banana leaves. And then obviously in the jungle there's no cutlery. That's why you just like use your hands with these, right? So how you do it is basically, you stuck it in like that, have a bit of everything, put it in the banana leaf like this.
Yeah,
Bit of the
cool.
pork, bit of the tuna,
Tuna, bit
Bit
of
of
pork,
tuna
Yeah.
and pork.
the chili and yumminess.
chili, and basically like straight in your mouth. So I do like a little tuck,
Yeah.
like this. It looks like this, right? And you go like that.
Good to that pork, right? I reckon though the cucumbers are cut perfectly. What do you think?
That is so good.
That is super yummy, bro.
Salty,
Yeah.
spicy. I love the
Spicy.
chili. And chili's great.
Just like my dad's actually, similar.
That pork,
Pretty close.
that saltiness of the pork kind of counteracts that real funky dressing too.
And the way that this all comes together, got to be my favourite way of eating.
Yeah.
Fresh vegetables, really beautiful proteins.
Yeah.
You know, that lick of smoke and barbecue and the
Hands
freshness of this
Yeah.
salsa is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Go.
The
That's
mango and the smoke,
Dip it in there.
that funky burro, and like actually together, even though it's a lot of pork,
Yeah.
they're really equally different in themselves. Like it's a little bit fresher and that's a little bit more, and that with the beer too is awesome.
Yeah, so good. That is just absolute knockout flavour, gang. So delicious. there you have it. The boys from Sarai in the backyard kitchen. It's a rainy old smoky day here in far north Queensland.
Yep.
But that didn't stop the pork party.
Pork party, baby.
Absolutely delicious food. Great to hear your take on Filipino cooking over fire. And I can't wait to have these guys in the kitchen at Nunu. Show us how it's done on Sunday. It's going to be a hoot. Thanks,
Can't
gang.
wait.
Can't wait.